was like, you guys are excited about you, Mr. Stevens. I'm like, "Well, this is the Tony Stevens show. I'm excited about hearing Mr. Stevens today and us growing and getting better. And so thanks for being with us. And I know I see T2 on. Tony Stevens, what's up? Good to see you, brother. Like I said, we'll have Mr. Stevens join us in a second. But, it's an interesting time of the year because I think you guys, you'd agree, people are mentally checking out, right? Isn't that crazy to think that we're November, 23rd? Is that right? 23rd. And people have mentally shut down, checked out, and all they're doing is looking forward to next year. All they're doing is looking forward to 2021 being their year, right? And it's interesting because they said that same thing last year. The same conversations happened last year at this same time. And here's the reality, probably the year before that. In the year before that. See, it'll always be next year for most people. It'll always be, no, my time's not now. I'm going to do it next year. And man, Primerica, you got to take it by the horns, man. You got to grab this thing, get going. And because it doesn't have to be next year, your year. It could be right now is your year. I know a lot of people have struggled through 2020. A lot of people have great years in 2020. I think Primerica as a whole, the company's exploded, done great things. So it's all about how you receive it and how you perceive it is how you'll walk and run with it. And so yeah, we're excited about this morning. I know for me, I want to encourage you guys before Mr. Stevens takes over, man, use this time to get better. Use this time to improve. Most people, all they do is look forward to how can they survive the day? How can they get through the day, right? How can they just get to Thanksgiving? How can they get to Thursday? And this can be how can get to Christmas, then January 1. Whereas I think winners say, okay, how can I improve today? How can I make myself better today? And listen, as far as improving, I don't think we can learn from anybody better. And so, man, Mr. Stevens has been an incredible blessing in my life. I know I've learned so much by watching him, by learning from him, not only in the business world, guys, but the man of God he is, the family man, the way he treats his family. I tell this story all the time, Mr. Stevens, but you and I had a conversation at the airport. You just told me about how you put the armor of God on your kids at night, you'd read to them, put the Bible, and I'm like, that's the guys I'll follow. I want to be like guys like that. And again, you take that and compound it with the business success that you had. And now listen, I just know we're so grateful to learn from you today, hear from you today. So I'm going to turn over to NSD, soon to be $1 million earner, company MVP, Tony Stevens. Take it away, Mr. Stevens.
What's going on, Austin?
Good to see you, my man.
Good, man. I appreciate you, guys. I'm really excited about being on this morning. I had a conversation with Bill, I guess a few months back about, doing the call this morning. So we're going to share some ideas with you, and I hope that they're relevant. A lot of times, we're going into, we're about to close out, one of the most interesting years in the history of this world. And, you see now where, we came into this 2020 and you saw things going into shambles and all, and you see a lot of people go bankrupt almost overnight. But money don't go away. It simply goes to somebody else. And we're in the midst of the greatest wealth transfer in the history of humanity. But the question is, how are you positioned in this transfer? And so, nobody's better than anybody. They may have a better strategy than you. And if you look at chess and checkers, they're both played on the same board. Now, if I enter a chess game with a checker mindset, everything I'm do, you jumping. I'm sincere. I'm trying hard, but there are no try hard awards in the big leagues. And nobody can debate, man, Tony's really trying hard. But Tony's trying hard with the wrong mindset. Now, you look at this American soil, the rich and poor on the same American soil. Well, the poor functioning out of a checker mindset and the affluent functioning out of a prosperity wealth mindset. And so the poor guy is working hard, but he's getting jumped at every turn, because he's working on the wrong mindset. That's why people will use guys say, I'll go out today and I'll work harder than Bill Gates. Well, you just might do that, but you're not going to earn it, because you're working hard in the wrong level of value. And so working hard ain't enough. And you'll see guys, they're out playing golf, go through Highland Park, when they play with affluence. You'll see guys living at a high level and they're doing it with ease and grace because they're functioning in it from a different mindset. It's chess, not checkers. See, the most intolerable law of all labors is intolerable labor of thought. And money is created from ideas. And so I'm going to show you something. I'm not the greatest at writing on this board, so but I'm going to prime it before I share it, okay? And Tony, I wish I'd talked to you earlier because you would have been perfect to accomplish, help me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write it. Maybe you can kind of assist me as I do it, okay? Because I trust Tony, and I think Tony's good at this, right? But let me share an idea before I go there, right? You know, there are 4 levels. Tony, if you could pull the whiteboard up, we'll do this now. I can kind of go back and forth, okay? Okay. Now, draw a ladder, Tony, and put 4 rungs in it, please. Okay. Now, the bottom of this ladder here, you know, you can imagine, hold on. The bottom of the ladder, in order for us to start out in life, you got to get to him on that bottom rung. Now, that top rung there, put on that top rung vision. Imagination, your ideas, right? That's where true wealth is concentrated. It's a spiritual thing. And see, that's where thought rules the world. And so here, that's where you're going to create the greatest amount of wealth there. Now, your body is a tool. It's a meat suit that carries you around. If all your income is based on your physical attachment, you know, you're not going to enjoy the highest level of value there. And so, but here, that'll be in the bottom rung, which I'm talking about in a moment. But let me start on the top rung, right? You know, with that vision, what happens is, put imagination there, Tony. Now, if you think about the highest, the most wealthy people on this planet, you know, if you think about Walt Disney, he was a visionary. If you think about Steve Jobs, a visionary, very wealthy, very wealthy. Their money was created from ideas. And what happens is, you know, we got caught up a few years ago when the world was just at a craze over this book, The Secret. Everybody started sitting around Indian style, and they started imagining, I'm gonna track, you know, because money is spiritual, and if I can see it, I can be. And they sit there in Indian style and I can sit there and attract stuff. They sit on that couch, Indian style, just imagine what's gonna happen, and the repo man pick up them in the couch. Because you have to have a point of execution of the vision. And that's where it kind of tangles. And I'm going to show you how the lowest level and highest level are intertwined and they work together, right? But your vision, right? And so like here, this puzzle here is a completed picture. Your dreams of that. When Steve Jobs imagined what he imagined, when you see Walt Disney imagine what he imagined, he had a clarity of vision. What do you want Walt Disney to look like? He had a vision, right? But that vision requires execution of the vision. And a lot of folk will stop at the vision. And they'll hear, okay, man, all the people that make the big money, they're visionaries. And you'll hear that conversation and it wraps up in that conversation, but you don't understand that conversation has to have an attachment, a physical attachment. When your man is a soul carrying around a corpse, you're walking mind. But when this body stops functioning, physical support stops functioning, you can get up off this planet. So there has to be a physical attachment combined with that spiritual part for you to function. So it takes execution. And so here, so at the highest level, is that's when you see guys making 7, 8 figures, and the multiple levels of wealth is from that vision. Now, if you look at anyone you can name off that is one of the highest level, you can talk about their vision, right? And they're known as visionaries, right? They work out of imagination. They execute ideas. Money is simply an idea. It's an idea we agree on. It's an idea. That paper you got in your pocket is worth the idea. That they don't take no more cost to print a $1 bill, print a $100 bill, right? But we agree differently. That idea what that $100 represents is different with that idea that $1 bill represents, right? It's an idea, right? Now that bottom rung down there, right? Now put over to the far left, levels of value, right? Just right in the margin, levels of value, right? Now there are certain levels of value that the market respects. And the money is concentrated at the highest level of value, which is that visionary spot. That's where the money is concentrated there. Now it's divided in many small pieces down at the implementation part, the bottom. It's divided up in many, it's division of labor. That's why you go, I was at McDonald's this other day, right? Put down at the bottom level execution, right? Now you can't have an idea unless you execute it. They go hand in hand, right? You got to have you got to put some skin on that idea. Go lay on your back and say, Lord, I know you're going to feed me. I got the idea in my mind. You're going to give me a good meal today, right? But if you don't go execute, go in the kitchen and cook something, go to the store and get some, you're going to starve to death, all right? You got to execute what you see, right? And so, but the market don't respect that level of value at the bottom. Now, if you go to, I was at McDonald's, the little girl behind the counter, and she smiled big, right? Now, she smiled at me and was kind to me. Now, that make me want to go back there. So no one can deny her level of value to the company. But the market don't respect it. They pay her $10 an hour. Now, look, guy walking around cleaning the tables. I mean, he kept them clean. If I went there, it was crumbs on the table, and it was ketchup from 5 days ago, and French fries from last week on the floor, I wouldn't go back. So no one could deny the guy that's doing the work has a high level of value. They pay him $10 an hour because the market just don't respect it. We had a retreat at the Hilton a few months back. We're at the Hilton, you know, the little girl cleaned the beds up. Man, I mean, she did a great job. And I went there and man, the sheets are dirty, right? And there was crackers from 2 months going on the floor, and the mirror was filthy. I wouldn't go back. But they pay the girl to clean the mirrors and clean the bed probably about $15 an hour because the market don't respect her level of value. Now, she is extremely valuable. There can't be no money created unless she does her part. And I was at a spot, I was traveling, and went to, I got a hotel late night, and the girl behind the counter, she's sitting there drinking no dose, drinking coffee at the same time. She working graveyard, right? And she was mad because she could be on her child, right? But she working graveyard. Now, nobody can deny her level of value. She's there making sure nobody coming and rob the place. If they did, they're gonna rob her, right? But she putting it all online to make that hotel work. But nobody respects that level of value. They probably paying her about $15 an hour at best, or $20 an hour at best, right? Now, if she wasn't there to take my money, there'd be no money exchange, and it would just all fall apart. But you can't have the imagination idea unless you have the execution of the idea. And so you got to be able to leverage. And what happens is, at the imagination level highest, when Steve Jobs had a vision of Disney, he had to go recruit and put a team together. Steve Jobs had to come and recruit and assemble a team. And so here, everybody on this call, you got dreams, you got goals, you got visions, right? But the question is it breaking down your level of execution? See what's wrong with most folks dreaming, trying to do it by themselves. They're the only ones out trying to push their own dream. They say, I'm an entrepreneur. Well, no use on your own job. Because the business entity work without you is a money-making machine that should function whether you show up or not. So if I can execute through people, and what happens is, so when you see a good vision, there has to be a point of execution. No one's gonna do your push-ups for you. No one's gonna make your phone calls for you. No one's gonna close your sales for you. You gotta go out there and execute. And you start there. Know what happens? Some people are on that execution level. Now, if I'm executing somebody else's vision, I'm an employee, and no one really respects that. Now, if I'm executing my vision, the market will begin to embrace that. That's an entrepreneur. Because you go buy a McDonald's franchise, they'll start out as an owner-operator. When they come in, they got to do every function of that store. And they gain street credibility. They know exactly what to do. And they go through every function and they do it, but at that level, so the guy working beside you that's an owner operator, he's working right beside the employee. But they'll function out of a different mindset. Doing the same work. As owner operator, that guy is there working the fries. His employees working the fries. But their mindset is different. Chess and checkers played on the same board. But the mindset and strategy is different. So there has to be a point of execution. And so that level, the level of execution, all my guys making hourly wage, $10 an hour, $20 an hour to start, or he may be working as a higher paid employee, you know, that does some expert thing. He may get 50, 60, 70, $80,000, depending on what level he's working at, right? And so, because the market will never just, because that's all done with his physical behavior. And he's stuck there, right? Now, the next level up, put a manager on the next level. Now, this guy here, he is overseeing and maestroing the guys that are doing all the physical labor. Go to McDonald's. The a manager and employee in the same place, but the manager make sure they ain't fighting, make sure they ain't showing up on time, and making sure they do the work. And if the manager come, he say, now, if the owner's looking at, if you come here and this guy don't show up, you need to show up. Okay, now you didn't work yesterday, right? All right. See, the market, he's working hard, but the market really don't give a lot of respect to that level either, because he got to be physically there always. His physical presence is mandatory. So that guy made me as a manager, because he's overseeing the guys doing the physical labor, and he's doing a lot of it himself too. He may make 50, 60, maybe low six figures or mid six figures if he's at a high skill level, right? But he got to be there physically doing it. And what happens is business is like riding a tiger. Get off his back and eat you alive. And see, somebody got to ride the tiger. You see, like guys go out now and say, I want to create multiple streams of income. They do it with no understanding. When anybody do anything with excellence, got to be totally focused to that. So you want to build Primerica, you got to get in your life once totally focused. You got to get totally, like right now, you know, in the business. And I'll give you some example of mine. Terrell Knight is a stream of income. He's a senior vice president. We just crossed 400,000 income with us a few months ago, right? That is a stream of income. It started out, you know, I'm riding a tiger through example. You know, I'm in Primerica at that execution level. Everyone got to decide, you got to execute, but you replicate, you duplicate what you're doing. And so on that execution level, you go out and say, I'm going to go out and write business. I'm going to go out and recruit people, but I'm going to duplicate what I'm doing. I'm going to get street credibility. A lot of folks want to go sick them. Tell everyone wants to do something you don't want to do. But you got to gain the credibility of the work. And so Terrell then got Steve Coleman. He just crossed 400,000 last Friday, because Terrell demonstrated what he wanted Steve to do, right? So that's another stream of income. Then Steve duplicated Mark Fisher's cost 200 grand a month ago. Right? And so you start seeing that replicating, duplicating process. Primerica allows you to have many streams of income. But every RVP runs its own base shop. So that is a stream of income. Bill Renner got many streams of income. Every RVP is a stream. And so here, on this level here, and you find a lot of guys come here in Primerica, and they'll say, oh man, when I get 300,000, I'm an owner. Well, yeah, but what do you own? Because see, nobody's gonna buy a base shop. If you down here at the execution level only, you're under RVP regional leader, you make 6 figures as a regional leader, right? You're a beast. You out there on it, right? You ain't hiring nobody, right? Oh, you executing, but the market don't respect and hold respect that level long. It don't. A treadmill ain't designed to stop on it. You got to keep running down that treadmill if you're on that execution level only. Now, if I'm duplicating execution, there are compartments of labor, a lot different than McDonald's. The owner operator goes and he'll do the fries so he knows how it feels, so he can teach that. He'll go cook the burger, he knows how it feels, so you can't shuck and jive me and tell me what ain't happening. I've worked at a store for 2 years. As owner operator, I know I know how to run it from my head now, not my hands, because I did it. That's why in life there are 2 ways to make income. Now put on the bottom level there execution hourly income, right? $10 an hour, $20 an hour, or you just sales, commission sales, and you get what you trap, you get, right? As a manager, you may get little bonuses, you know, and you that in incentives. So at that level, you're making 50,000 to low 6 figures at manager level, right? On a manager, put a low 50,000 plus the low 6 figures on manager level, Tony. Now, what happens is on this level here, we make money off this, and God is no respecter of persons. We make money off this thing called time. He gives every man, every woman the same purse, 24 hours. He don't discriminate. He says, Tony, when you woke up this morning, girl, here's 24 hours. And you got a free will. On question, how you gonna manage your time? So Austin, man, I love you, son. Here's 24 hours for you too, man. I don't care what you did. Yesterday's 24. We're gonna reset and we're gonna etch a sketch to another 24 hours a day, right? Say, Joe, here's 24 hours for you, right? God, he gives it liberally every day. When you wake up, he gives you a gift 24 hours. The question, how you gonna manage your time? That guy on the execution level down there, he said, I'm gonna sell mine by the piece, by the hour. Give me $10 an hour for my time. So he go out and sell 8 of them, he got 80 bucks, but you only got 24, right? So he said, well, man, dadgum, I got 80 bucks. I need to give me a second job because my money a little tight. I can't pay no bills with this, right? So he get a second job. He's working hard. He's working hard on the wrong level of value. So he can go sell 8 more hours. Now he got 160 bucks. He go sell 24 hours for $8. He's got $10. He's got $240, right? And he kill himself. I know some guys working 3 jobs and man, I promise you they working hard, but they working hard with a checker mindset. Oh, they man, go get on the board with Austin and y'all playing a chess game. You trying to use the checker rules. He eating a cheese and just jumping, and you crying and frustrated. You man. Can't nobody deny you trying hard, right? But I don't care what you try, you're gonna jump it. Because you're working in the wrong mindset. That's why guys, some work harder than Bill Gates. Well, yeah, but you working with a checker mindset. And so then that's what that guy's selling about a piece at the execution level. That's all physical. He is trading time for money. The market don't respect that. But the manager come and say, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do now. I've been to school. See how my time by no daggone piece. right? You got to pay me salary, all right? 50,000. Maybe we negotiate. Maybe you give me 100,000. So, all right, son, but if I give you 100,000, I own you. I own you. Lock, stock, and barrel. Don't you tell me you tired. I don't care about being tired. I bought you for the year. For the year. So if I say you're gonna work 16 hours, I don't want you to say nothing. You're gonna work on Christmas, New Year's, Easter, whatever holiday we can make up, you're gonna work on it, all right? And don't you call me telling me how you feel. How you feel got to do what we're talking about, all right? Because I give you 100 grand for a year, and I expect to get what I paid for, all right? So that's selling about a block. But on all you got is 40 of them you can sell. And when you're done, you're stuck by the clock. The market don't respect that level of value. And so some people come to RVPs. You run the base shop. You're doing the same thing. It's like changing diapers all your life. Go get a house full of 5-year-olds. Say you're gonna go sleep for 6 hours, get you some rest. You see what comes to the house. That's running the base shop. Man, everything tore up, right? TV done turned over, right? The kitchen on fire, right? They end up fighting, wrestling, right? Oh, you ain't gonna sleep if you're doing that. And so here, that's why you can't go sell no base shop. Who's gonna buy your base shop? Because you ain't there. So business, what is it gonna do when you ain't attached to it? That's a business. So if you're not in the RVP creation business, you're in the babysitting business. And the market don't respect, nobody gonna buy what they don't respect. Who gonna buy a base shop? They can't buy you. So soon you step out, the kids fighting again, and they running, they ain't coming to work, all kind of stuff. That's running a base shop. So if y'all here, you're not building RVPs, where is Bill Render right now? Exactly, right? It don't matter. He got a hire, he got a bunch of grown folk got their own house. You got grown kids, you ain't over their house trying to clean up their commode and all that. They doing it on their own. Now, they're in your house, you trying to tell them when to go to bed. So that's why you got to develop RVPs. But it starts with your vision. What do you see? Where's your vision of your business? And most of us never get a clean vision where we want to go. So there's poor execution. Because you don't have a clear thought of where you go. What are you building? Look at a house. And the guy's going to build a house, he imagines it. Then he get a blueprint drawn up. Then he executes the blueprint. So what's your vision? You go try to build a house with no blueprint. That's called a chicken coop. You got to have a clean vision and draw your blueprint. This is what I want. Let me start putting the things in place. But what happens, you come in and say, now, I'm going to do this. And what happens is you find a guy that's a contractor versus contract laborer. The contractor, he'll put the people, he'll maestro. So I need a guy plumber. I need a foundation guy. I need a roofer. He puts the whole deal together. Then he put the people in place to execute those parts. And normally the guy doing the cement, he's doing the cement. He's doing the physical labor. And the guy that's doing the sheetrock, doing the sheetrock. But the guy that's going to make the most money is a contractor. He's maestroing it. So in your business, you're a contract laborer or a contractor. A contractor, you putting people in place to execute a vision. Contract labor, you got your knee pads on, trying to level the cement. And what happens with any of us to get free? The best person to be in the hour of the unemployed is an employer. And right now, America is unemployed. All the talent you need is waiting on you. So if I'm a contractor, I can find all the folk I need because they're unemployed right now. I can get the best talent. They sitting around waiting on me to pull my vision into their ear. So here, there are two ways to create income. One is called due money. That's the excuse, you gotta do the work. You do it. But no one gets wealthy at that due level. Now you can, if you're doing it with the mindset of an owner, now it's a healthy due. An unhealthy due is you're an employee, you build somebody else's vision. So some of y'all on here got jobs, y'all unhealthy due. Y'all building somebody else's vision. Now, if you focus on your own primary business, you doing that full, that's a healthy due. I'm gonna gain street credibility. I'm gonna do it, right? But I got a vision of getting it done. Now, on the due level, when you stop doing it, it stops happening. You never get wealthy on due money. And Bill Arenda says it best, you got due and did money. And so what happens on that did side of the equation, right? On that did side. See, I have never purchased a battery in my life. And neither of you. You buy the energy that's housed inside of the battery. And as soon as the energy's gone, you just throw the shell away. And all of us are oversized giant batteries. Go to a daycare. You see kids jumping, flipping, bouncing. There are small batteries full of energy. Sit down, they can't. You got your switch out, you tell them, put them in timeout, they come, they do it all kinds, because their energy is so full, all right? They're small batteries. Now go to a convalescent home. These are the full-grown batteries. Energy is so gone, they need to stick or walk and balance their own body weight. And so if I know my life like a slow-licking inner tube, you better convert your due money to did money. Now, the guy at the top level that got a vision that's executed properly, he's making a did money. Go out to Highland Park on the golf course. Those guys make money out of what they did. That's what they got to do no more. But somebody else is riding the tiger. Someone's doing the work. And so like here with, when you got RVPs, they bought into your vision. They duplicated your behavior. And the problem is our chief school's imitation. But a lot of us ain't getting nobody nothing to imitate. If you close in a sale every other month, then your guys don't close one a year. So you gotta be an example of what you want to replicate. I see guys go out, and what happens, the difference between guys in the business here, the difference between amateur and pro, is speed. And so a lot of times we work at a false level of humility and don't exercise right confidence. If you can close one sale, you can close 100. You can hire one person, you can hire 100. Now, so the difference is y'all get intimidated about people wrongfully. See, the difference between amateur and pro is speed of the game. Go to a little middle school game, high level. Man, you just left the kindergarten, you said, man, those kids are so fast, you can't even see their feet. You just left the kindergarten playing and see the middle school, said, boy, you so impressed, like, whoa, these kids are the best. Because their speed just changed. It's not actually got a little better. And you are so impressed, you can't sit these things about all night. Then you get awake the next morning, you go to a high school 6A top level. It made the middle school like they were standing still. You say, man, these high school kids, they are just the best because their accuracy and their speed just changed. And you're so impressed, like, man, can't nobody be better than these guys. They said they playing the same game. What changes speed and accuracy? And yes, you dream about all night, said these kids just the best. We wake up next day, you go to a D1 high level college game. Now made the house like they were standing still. Say, man, dadgum, these guys are just the best. Because the speed and accuracy just changed. And see, now you start seeing little money show up. They hide it in the scholarship, but they start paying them through the scholarship. Say, man, easy, because man, this is, see, money shows showing when speed shows up. And you show them pressing, then next you get up and go to a high level pro game. Now you say, whoa, these are the best. That's the apex of skill and talent, accuracy and speed. Now that's where the money is. Pros get paid, amateurs don't. Same game, what changed? Speed and accuracy. And so you go down to a lot of folk here. Oh, you close, maybe it takes you 5 months, close 5 sales. And nobody ever said nothing about you. You close those same sales in 1 week. They said, daggone, that also the daggone beast. It's the same 5 sales, he did it faster. Some of you guys, they say, man, they take you 5 months to do 10 by 10, do 2 by 2 a month. Same 10 by 10, you took you 5 months to do. Nobody paying you for that. You barely paying your bill. Now it's all doing 10 by 10 a month, 10 by 10 a week. Now, whoa, that daggone Alexander, she the best. It's the same 10, but she did it faster. See, some of y'all beating yourselves up because you playing YMCA speed, slow. Speed up the game. Some guys say, man, I got 25 folks. You call them in 25 days, 1 a day. Nobody respect that crap. Call 25 in a couple hours. That daggone Austin a beast. Same phone calls. He did it faster. Now money start respecting that effort. What's most wrong? Most folks in this call here, you're doing it too slow. You're doing it too slow. And so, yeah, I'm from a small town, Turl, and there are a few guys that came through Turl and became pro athletes, right? So I was talking to one of my friends the other day. I said, just think about this. I was kind of explaining the business. So I think about this, right? All the guys that went pro, yeah, a couple guys came in the 80s. They talk about how they were such track guys. They were so good, right? And a couple guys came in the late 80s, right? A couple came in the 90s and 2000, right? Now, what if they were all on one team? They'll be legendary. Same folk now, they're just concentrated on one field. Now it creates a legendary spot, right? And so what happens is, the problem with a lot of folk on this call here, y'all hire a good person this month, hire another good person 5 months from now, and by the time you hire the other one, he done quit. So they never meet each other. Now they play on the same team at the same time, got an explosion. Take Mike Tuttle. Mike Tuttle hired Josh Hubman, Randy Godfrey, those guys are on the same time. They're on the same field, making each other better. Now, if he'd hired one this month, another one 5 years later, they'd have never made each other better. Mike Tyson made Holyfield better. They fought at the same time. So who do you have working in a concentrated way to get better talent? No different when you get somebody in a 6A school. They got 4,000 kids on the campus. They got a lot of talent in one place, which makes them compete. You got 4 guys that can play wide receiver, and they all good. They got to fight to be the starter. So they make each other better. So if you want to make your team concentrated, hire fast and bring the same talent at one time, that's how you create an explosion. And so here, but you got to have a clarity of your vision. And so what happens on this list here, you know, you got to learn how to put a team together. And when you have a vision, it requires a team. But what makes that team impactful if you got the right talent on that team? If you do it fast, you can pull the right talent all together. That's why you look at Steve Jobs. He found talent. He hired a lot of folks at one time to bring the talent when they exchanged ideas and they exploited from that. How many folks are on your team? Oh, it's just you. Who's making you better? Who's challenging you? That's why primary do co-ops, 4 guys together, they can challenge you. That's why we have leaders boards. So you can challenge each other. How many of you guys even watching leaders boards? And so here, You know, if you're in the space here on the market doesn't respect certain levels. If it's all you doing it all, or you imagine a few guys, right? Like a lot of guys come and spend a whole career here. They may be an RVP with 2 or 3 people, right? You can't sell a base shop. Now you got to get to the hierarchy spot. Now that third rung there, Tony, is communication. Now on this level here, but you can't communicate what you ain't done. God's word says a poor man's words not heard, they're despised. And a lot of times guys get up and they want to talk about something they ain't done. Now, if I go out there and I execute healthily at the low level by doing premium closing sales, doing the work, right? Now I'm creating credibility in my conversation. I had a guy on my team years ago, and he Tim Inks was his name. His wife was Bishop Jakes' assistant. And so at that time, Les Brown was wanting to meet Bishop Jakes, and he knew Tim, they were friends and all. And so Les was sending, some guys know Les Brown. Les Brown was a motivational speaker, was very big in the 90s and all, just extremely big, right? One of the best that ever did it, right? And so he was trying to get Tim, because Les started getting up in age. He wanted to start creating leaders that he can start overriding other speakers. And so he started sending Tim CDs of some of his motivational speakers. I said, Tim, those guys good. I said, Tony, they're very good. But the problem is, it's hard to listen to them because they ain't done nothing. They ain't done nothing. They regurgitate something they heard the night before. Now, if Les Brown said the same thing, folks hang on to every word. You got to put credibility in your word. God's word says a poor man's words not hurt to despise, not monetary poverty, only his deed poverty. If you ain't ever done it. Now, when Bill run the talk, we listen. Because Bill has done it. He's done it from the execution level, the small base shop level, to the hierarchy level. There is value in his word. That's why you listen to him. That's why guys come here. That's why you go to the op meeting. So get a bunch of folks in front of your op meeting that ain't doing nothing. They'll get up experiment and say stupid stuff to your team, run your team off. Now, if a guy go out there, go across the table himself, and he says something crazy, costing money, he starts learning. Don't say that, right? He'll learn knowing what to say, but what not to say. So there is value on his communication level. These guys here are making 6 or 7 figures. Let me give you an example. What have you ever seen Bill Arena do outside of talk? Okay, he makes 7 figures. What have you ever seen Mike Todd do outside of talk? Oh, really? Tell me what you've seen Glenn Williams do outside of talk. Okay, now, see, that's a high level value. But you got to have power, credibility in your conversation. Now, if you cut off Oprah Winfrey's legs, she can still make money. You cut off her arms, she can still make money. You pull and cut her tongue out, now we got a problem. She get paid to talk. She get paid to talk. The politicians, you know, cut their legs off. They can still make money. Arms off, but pull that tongue, cut the tongue out, it's over. You take a lawyer. What do you get paid to do? Talk. He's talking. He stands up and talk. And you look at a sports commentator, they're making 7 figures, right? What do they get paid to do? But see, most of those commentators, they got credibility on what they did. They played the sport they're talking about. So they got value off what they did. You get a guy that's trying to commentate sport, ain't never played none. You know, maybe get a little sweet spot, but you know, it's gonna be kind of hard for him. Now you get a guy that's done it. Look at Michael Strahan. Michael Strahan, he gets paid a lot of money for doing what? Talking. He had the credibility of his behavior from doing something in the past. He got street credibility. And the problem, a lot of folks want to get value on communicating, they ain't never done nothing. And nobody respects it. They say good stuff, like I said a minute ago with Tim English. Les Brown, a whole lot of guys can talk good. They ain't done nothing. I can't tell them folks come to me, you done wrote a book and want to sell it. Man, come on, man. Give me something to read. Give me something to read, right? Now, it may sound good, but I'm so fatigued opening up because you ain't done nothing. You're regurgitating something you heard last night. Now go do something. Now I want to hear you. And so here, that level there is communication. You got that, the diagram came down, Tony. Did you lose it? Oh, girl, look at you. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, Tony. And text that to me too, okay? Maybe I can get more professional. All right? All right? Now here at that communication level, right? These guys making 6 and 7 figures and 8 figures. And when you're in that level there, what happens, the money's concentrated at the top. It's divided at the bottom. Because there are fewer hands at the top. So you find the guys that I mentioned, Mike Toll and those guys. Mike Toll has, you got what's called a labor-assisted income. The guy at the bottom at the, where the execution is, Tony, put labor-assisted down there. Because this guy, his labor is necessary to create that income. He got to be there doing it, and it's assisted by his behavior. That's a labor-assisted income. Now, up top, with that communication and vision, that's a leverage-assisted income. He leverages the behavior of other people. So he communicates the vision. He sees the vision. It's clear, and he can articulate it. Because he's done the work, he's experienced it, there is clarity. So he sells the vision to other folk, so then they get engaged as he creates a leverage-assisted income. So Bill Arenda makes leverage-assisted income. That's when you make the most money when you're the farthest away from the transaction, because you're doing it from here. Now the bottom is labor-assisted. Your hands, your body. See, the body always ends up being a bore. Only remains interesting is the mind. That mind stay, you go talk to somebody, they can be 90 years old, and it's alive. But look at a 90-year-old lady, right? Oh, she was beautiful at one time, but that body gets boring in a hurry, right? That body is beautiful and interesting when it's young, but it gets old, it gets real boring, all right? You with me? And so if all your money is based on your physical body, it's your money gonna look like your body. You get old and bored, right? Now, if you making money from here, you can make big money. I don't care how old you get, because it's from here. Money is spiritual. And now you learn how to create that revenue flow, make that money work, and money start replicating itself too, all right? So here, those are the 4 levels of income. So you got to ask yourself, where are you right now? Is most of your time unhealthy spent at the bottom of the rung? Whereas all your behavior, you doing it, you're not recruiting, you're not replicating, you're not duplicating yourself, is all you all the time. The body always ends up a bore. Where it stays interested in their mind. Now, if I learn how to replicate and my income, get away from my physical attachment, Tina Turner wrote a song, "What does love got to do with it?" Right? Can I ask what your physical body got to do with it? You start asking that question, and you don't need your body to do it no more. Now you're making real money. What does Bill's physical body got to do to make him making money? Nothing. Where's Bill right now? None of y'all know, ain't nobody's business, right? Doing what he doing, right? You with me? Nobody, probably don't call Bill and say, where are you? You call employees, ask those questions. So you got it, and a lot of times guys get involved, they have a vision, but they never attach the execution of it. So they hear about, oh man, you know, I got a vision, I'm a visionary. Yeah, but you ain't putting no skin on it. You got to pray with your feet. And so that execution is important. And what's good about what I'm sharing with you guys, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. Second best is right now. Maybe you done screwed around and you ain't done it yet, but you can go do it. And what's good about wherever you are, the value that you can create is in contrast. In contrast. Now, say right now you've been doing 2 by 2 a month, and you've been struggling doing 2 by 2 a month, right? And say that, oh, Austin been doing 30 by 30 a month, right? And you say, man, we can do like Austin, right? You know, but also go out next month, do 32 by 32. Ain't nobody ain't gonna blink an eye. Now you've been doing 2 by 2 and go start doing 15 by 15. The contrast, like, whoa, look at him. What's got into you? Now you're doing less than Austin, but the contrast is what's relevant. So wherever you are, if you're at your lowest spot, that's your best spot. Because you're in the best place to create contrast. And so if you say you've been doing low numbers, say, man, I'm so mad, man, I've been sticking on a place that you done made $2,000 a month, right? Now, and say Austin at 200,000, right? Say he's been making 17, 18,000 a month, and he approached another month, he made 20,000, but he made last year 20,000. His income don't move. Now, if you've been screwing around, you made 1,000, you're gonna make 20,000. Your income just leaps and bounds. That's why you see a guy go from 0 to 100, because he got contract, he had nothing to replace. So some of you on this call, y'all all depressed because what y'all ain't done. Man, smile, because you got the fastest pass 100 grand. You ain't got nothing to replace. Nothing. I know Steve Coleman just crossed 400. He crossed 300,000 90 days ago, but he was replacing income of about 16,000 a month. He started making $40,000, $50,000 a month. He went 90 days to from 300,000 to 400,000 because the contrast was there. So that's why you jump income so quick. So the guys, or maybe you feeling all down and out, you should start smiling. There is nothing more powerful than a made-up mind. You can make your mind up right now. See, I've been working wrong level of value, right? Wrong mindset. Well, fix it. Fix it. Today, pick your mind up, pick your life up. Say, I'm not going to carry 2020 behavior in 2021. I'm going to take new behavior into a new year. I'm going to change my life. And there's not a person on this call can't be the next hero, next shero. And the ones who do it the quickest, the ones been doing the least. So you feel like you're at the back of the class? If you were doing 0 by 0, God forbid you do 10 by 10, they gonna win. Everybody gonna be talking about you. Like, what in the world? You're gonna be the talk of the daggum town. Now let Austin go do 10 by 10. What happened to Austin? Man, he done fell off. All right? Now, if you've been doing low numbers or nothing, do something. And you'll become a hero or shero immediately. Stop comparing yourself with other people. Compare with your potential. Look at what do you got inside of you? Sometimes we get paralyzed, we get embarrassed by our past and afraid of our future. You're a loaded spring, man. A loaded spring. Make your mind up. Some of you guys been here long enough to understand what to do. You got to turn the switch on. You go watch a team. This is a game of confidence. Go watch a basketball team. And they can get that daggone clock clean. Let one kid score a 3 twice in a row within 30 seconds. Boy, you better call timeout. Now you done created a beast. They didn't go out and do no warm-ups. They didn't go out and do another practice. Only thing changes their mind. That confidence change. Watch sports. Let a team be down by 3 touchdowns and they got 4 minutes in the game. They'll throw a Hail Mary and a guy catching end zone. Oh, crap. Then they'll kick an onside kick and they recover the fumble, the onside kick. They run it in. Boy, you better stop them because they about to clean your clock, right? They the same team. What changes their mind, the confidence. What separates you on this call from your future is your confidence. And that's just a mental adjustment. You just got to make up your mind. Y'all ain't got, if I go right now, some of the greatest guys in America, it's okay, now here's Prime America, go do it. They ain't got a clue what to do. They can't change it on a dime. You're fully equipped. You just got to execute. And you do that, man. Thank God for where you are. If you were to say you think you're the lowest on this daggone call right now, you got the best chance to be great right now. You got the quickest path to greatness. And so here, I hope you're on this call here. Make your mind up. A lot of people tell you, man, a cat have 9 lives. That's a lie. I just want to get run over one time. He got one and you got one. You better make the best of this life you got. Because when it's over, it's over. Ain't no redos. It's a bad dog to wag his own tail. And I suggest you get up, man, change your mind and change your life. Because I promise you, ain't no redos. You do it or you miss it. And we're in the greatest hour in the history of humanity. We're in the midst of the greatest wealth transfer that this world has ever seen. You position right. You watch a wide receiver, he can be in the right position, wrong mindset and miss the pass. So you position right, make sure your mindset right. Have a chess mind, not a checker mind. And make sure you work at the right level of value, right mindset, and say, look, I thank God where I am right now. If you're at the lowest level, got the greatest spot to make contrasts. And you become the hero or shiro with a change in your mind. Go ahead, Austin, I think I'm done.
Oh my goodness, man, listen, every time I have a chance speaking here, I'm like, hey guys, let them know how you feel in the chat. There ain't no reason. That's been going on the entire dang time he's been talking. Listen, I'd be crazy to try to add anything else to that. Mr. Stevens, you just like brought the house down. Incredible. Thank you for leadership. And that's what we got for the week. We got, unless you got anything else, Mr. Stevens, we're going to shut it down because that was a dang clinic, my man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless y'all. Tony, call me. You good. Call me, all right? I need your help. All right.
You guys have a great day. We're shutting down. I'm looking up, fired up because I see that recording button. I'm like, I get to watch this again. That's amazing. So, hey, thanks guys for coming today. Mr. Stevens, thank you for being the man you are, the leader you are, and help us get better today. You guys have a great day.
God bless y'all.